Growing Apart by Nathan Fatir Haiza. In the park, Justin was walking around until he sat down near a tree looking at all the other kids having fun with their friends. Why can't I have friends? He wondered as he took a nap. As he leaned on the tree, he felt the breeze of wind blowing through the air and onto him as he fell asleep. Hours later, Justin was still sleeping, but when he woke up, he felt something touch him. He opened his eyes to see a soccer ball in front of him. Excuse me, did you give that back? Another boy asked. Sure, Justin replied as he kicked the ball back to the other boy, and the other boy caught it. Wow, that was a pretty good kick. Do you play soccer? The other boy asked. Sometimes, Justin replied. Does your friend over there too? The other boy asked. Justin turned to see a girl reading a book on the same tree he was on. The moment he saw the girl, Justin gasped in surprise, causing the girl to almost drop her book. Hey, can you quiet down? I'm trying to read here, the girl asked. Sorry, Justin replied. Do you two know each other? The other boy asked. No, she just happened to sit on the same tree I was leaning on earlier, Justin replied. Then why were you two leaning on the same tree? The other boy asked. I was just reading my book, the girl asked. I was just reflecting on how I don't have friends, Justin replied. Really? I don't have friends either, the girl said. Me neither, the other boy said. Anyway, it's getting late. I need to go home. It was nice knowing... what are your names? Justin asked. I'm Kevin, the other boy replied. And I'm Alice, the girl replied. And I'm Justin, and I gotta go, Justin said as he ran back home. The next day at school at lunchtime, Justin was walking around through the cafeteria looking for a place to sit. It was pretty crowded, so it took him a little while to try and find a table. He eventually found an empty one, and he ate there. While he was eating, two other kids actually sat on the same table as him, which turned out to be Kevin and Alice. They didn't notice each other at first, but then when they noticed each other, they were shocked. It's you! Justin, Kevin, and Alice shouted. You guys go to this school too? Justin asked. Yeah, Kevin and Alice said. Wow, to think that the same people I met yesterday happen to go to the same school as me. What a coincidence, Justin said, as he got an idea. Hey, you guys have any free time after school? Justin asked. Yeah, Kevin and Alice said. Good, come to the park where we met yesterday once school is over, Justin said. After school ended, Justin was waiting at the tree where he met Kevin and Alice the day before. He continued to wait until Kevin and Alice found him at the tree. There you are. I've been waiting. What took you so long? Justin wondered. The park was big. You didn't tell us what part of the park to meet us up in, Kevin said. Oh yeah, my bad, Justin said. Anyway, why did you tell us to come here? Alice asked. Ask you to something. Yesterday you said you don't have friends, right? Justin said. Yeah, Kevin and Alice said. So I think we should be friends if you want to, Justin said. Oh sure, Kevin said. Alright, I'm fine with that, Alice said. Wait, really? You agree with that easily? Justin said. I need to spend time with other people, Kevin said. And my parents would be happy that I finally have time to have people to be friends with, Alice said. Well, if you agree, do you mind taking a picture of this moment for us to remember? Kevin suggested as Kevin and Alice shrugged and nodded in response. The three of them got in position and Justin pulled out his phone to take a picture of him, Kevin, and Alice. From that moment, Justin, Kevin, and Alice spent the most of their time together as friends. Each time when school was over, they would hang out with each other. But over time, school began to become more and more complicated and time-consuming, so that the three of them had less time to spend time with each other. They were eventually able to take their time to finish their schoolwork and hang out with each other. Eventually they graduated high school and began their plans for college at Justin's house. Man, I never thought we actually graduated high school, Justin said. You said it. It felt like yesterday that we started high school, Kevin said. Yeah, if you guys know what college to go to, Alice wondered. I discussed with my parents about the college I'm going to be attending. It's going to be in Oxford, Kevin said. Wow, Well, the college I'm going in is in Toronto, Alice said. Utrecht in the Netherlands, Justin said. Wow, that's gonna be very busy when we go to college, Alice said. As the three of them wondered about their possible futures, Kevin just realized something. Guys, I just realized something. All the colleges that we are going are be in different countries, right? Kevin wondered. Yeah, what about it? Alice asked. Does that mean we're not gonna be together when we go to college? Kevin asked. Justin and Alice were silent at first, but they quickly realized that Kevin was right. So that means we're not gonna see each other for the next 4 years? Alice said. Okay, come on, guys. Surely that's not how long people spend in college, right? Justin wondered. Actually, it's true, Alice said. Alice and Kevin could see the sadness in Justin's face. Kevin then spoke. Justin, we know how you feel, but you don't know how I feel about being separated from my two best friends for the next 4 years, Justin said. All Kevin and Alice could do is listen to Justin talking about them. Before I met you guys, I was alone, too nervous to ask anyone to be my friend. After I happened to run into you two, I finally know how it feels to have friends. And throughout the years, we helped each other through school, and now we have to separate to continue our lives. Don't you guys know how it feels to be separated from the ones you knew for so long? Justin asked. Yes, we know how it feels because we felt it as well, Kevin said. We also felt nervous to tell anyone to become my friend because we were too nervous. And we felt great about being friends with each other, Alice said. Justin then calmed down and lay on the floor. We have a month before going to college, right? Justin asked. Yeah, Kevin replied. Perfect, Justin said as he got up, tore his notebook and started writing. What are you doing? Kevin asked. Making plans for our final moments together, Justin replied. And what would that be? Kevin asked. Come meet me in the park where we first met to find out, Justin replied. After Alice and Kevin went back home, Justin wrote a list of things to do, and on the next day in the park, he met with Kevin and Alice. So, what are we going to do today? Alice asked. Everything in here, Justin replied as he pulled out his notebook. Alice and Kevin looked at the notebook to see a list. What is this supposed to be? Alice asked. It's a to-do list, Justin replied. Why did you make a to-do list? Kevin asked. We have a month before we go to college, so I made a list of unusual activities, and the first thing on the list is playing soccer. So let's go to the field, Justin says about Kevin and Alice to the field. At the field, the three of them were playing soccer for an hour until the afternoon. Phew, that was a good match, Justin says as he drank out of his bottle. Hey Justin, why do we exactly play soccer? Kevin asked. Because it's the first thing on our to-do list. We have a couple more things to do. So let's meet up here, same place, tomorrow so we can do the next activity, Justin said. In the next few days, the three of them were doing many activities on Justin's list. Well, which include bowling, bungee jumping, a gnome hangout, other unusual stuff, anything. Until a week before the day for them to go to college, Justin's at the park, checking on his list of activities, and he saw that there's only one activity left to do. He then sees Kevin and Alice walking towards him. Okay, what random activity are we going to do now? Kevin asked. It's more of a chill one. Camping in the woods, Justin replied. Wait, what? Alice asked. Yep, I already told my parents about this. You should tell yours too. I'll be waiting here in the forest for you two. I already prepped, Justin said as he went off into the forest. All Kevin and Alice did what they were told to, and told their parents that they were going to go camping, and then packed up their gear and met up with Justin near the woods. They walked in the woods, but not too deep so they couldn't get lost, and set up their tent. During the night, the three of them were preparing to go to sleep. Justin then spoke. Alright, it's time to sleep, so we should probably... Why are you acting like this? Alice asked. What? Justin asked. For the past month, you were acting like what you heard before us being separated when it's time to college never happened, Alice said. Are you still aware of the fact that we need to separate? We need to go to college? Are you in denial? Kevin asked. Justin did not reply. Then Kevin spoke. Look, if you're not trying to admit it, then alright, I admit it. I just wanted the three of us to spend our last moments together before being separated in college, Justin shouted. Kevin and Alice were shocked that Justin just yelled at them. Justin then calmed down and spoke again. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you two. I just don't want our friendship to end in vain, Justin said. Me too. Next week we're going to go to the college and go to our separate ways, Alice said. Man, it did not feel like that long since we graduated high school, Kevin said. You know, before we came here, I talked to my parents about being separated at the time before leaving. They said that we shouldn't be sad we won't be seeing each other again. If we believe, we could see each other again, Justin said. As soon as he said that, Kevin and Alice were not feeling sad anymore. I think you're right, Kevin said. As long as we believe, we can meet each other again. Also, we can keep an online call each week or so, Alice said. That's good. Let's just go to sleep already. This week has been very tiring from all that planning. Good night, Justin said as the three of them went to sleep. A week later, Justin, Kevin, and Alice were at the airport as it's time to go to college. I guess this is it, Alice said. The time for us to separate, Kevin said. Kevin, Alice, before you go, I want you two to have these, Justin said as he pulled out 3 pictures and gave 2 of them to Kevin and Alice each. When Kevin and Alice looked at the picture, they were surprised to see a picture of them at the park where they first met. I just wanted to say thank you for being on my side for all these years and being a good friend. I hope these pictures will remind us of our times together, Justin said. Then the three of them looked at each other one last time and walked away in different planes to go to different colleges. 4 years later, Justin graduated from college and returned home. Once he returned, he visited the park and decided to relive his childhood by sleeping on the same tree where he met Karen and Alice. When he woke up, he noticed that there were 2 other people sleeping on the tree with him, which turned out to be Kevin and Alice. Once they recognized each other, they decided to celebrate their reunion at Justin's house. The end.